I'm going to go back here and create the other side here, the left side. And you don't have to make it super dark because you're going to be doing a lot of erasing, so it's just a reference. Okay, this is our base of where that's going to go. Next is going to be, I'm going to create the base of the robot arm. Okay, I'm going to come up from this point here, and the idea is like if I'm looking at this surface, where's the bottom edge of this next cube? It's right there. Okay, so it's going to be a 2 by 2 by 2 cube. So go ahead and create this. And so as I build this up, I'm putting a cube on top of a rectangular prism like that. Everybody see that? And I'll erase what I don't need in the background, like this. So if you start on the surface you have and build it up from there, you begin to build up on an isometrics. I have a base, and now I'm gonna, if you watch carefully, I need to build this arm. Let me go back to here. I need to build the arm in a plane. So I've created some dots here. I'm going to come back and up and over. And I'll be working, this whole arm is in one plane. And so I'm going to develop it from the points I have so far. So I'm going to go back from this point, from the back of this top cube here. I'm going to go 3 back. 1, 2, 3. If you can put dots on your paper, you can erase them later if it bothers you. But for now, it's a reference. I'm going to stay within this left plane here and work to create the arm. I'm going to come up 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? I'm sorry, actually it's only 8. Don't go up too high, only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come up 8. And I'm going to create a next cube here. So I'm in the same left-hand plane, if you notice. I'm going to create this next surface here, which is in the same plane as this one down here. This plane is in the same plane as this now, okay? If I finish this cube up here, it's a 2 by 2 by 2 cube. There it is. All right, and so this is in the same plane as this surface. I'm going to create one more, and we'll come back and kind of add it all together. I'm going to go up 3 from here, and I'm going to come out to where the gripper is over here. Okay, I'm going to come down a little bit so you can see this. So I'm going to come this way. I'll come out 9, okay, from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to here. Okay, so notice I'm still in the same plane, working in this plane, and I'm going to use this. This is going to be the top of this cube, like this. Okay, and again, in isometrics, I want to build within the isometric framework. I'm creating these 3 cubes, and I just need you to kind of maybe just believe me when I'm telling you. If you can't see it, you need to kind of believe me that I'm saying that these 3 surfaces are all on the same plane. Okay, if I was to go like this, maybe go like this. If I come down and you'll see it here maybe a little bit better, just as a reference. There we go. So if you can see this now, the dots represent a surface, and so these surfaces are all within that plane. Can you guys see that? I know it's pretty obvious, but can you guys see that? Can you raise your hand if you can see that with me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, if you grasp that today, I'll be super happy, because if you can grasp that idea, is that's how you're building things in a certain plane. If I can create these surfaces and these objects, now I can build the whole robot from this. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to erase these dots now, these reference dots here. I'll leave those just for reference, and you can erase them if you want to. If you get the concept, you can erase them. If not, leave them there. Okay, so now I'm going to create some circular. I'm going to start creating the cylinders for the robot. Okay, so I'm going to create 3 circles like this. Go ahead and create this first circle here. And we're going to start developing movement, an articulated movement in the 3 arms. And first you have to create these cylinders, because the arms will be based on these cylinders here. So there's 1, 2. Create your center marks first to make sure that the circle, the isometric ellipse, touches the center marks, and that should be pretty good. Like if it's touching the center marks, you're doing well. All right. And I'm also going to create a back one as well, kind of like this. And I don't need to come all the way around because it's going to be, I'm just going to create like this. This is this side on all these. I'm going to kind of go like this and create the far side as well. I'm not going to see the whole thing, so I don't need to create the whole thing. I'll go like this. All right. So these are like articulated pieces. All right. And I'm going to go back and erase what I don't need. And you're kind of just following along right now, I realize that, but I'm going to erase part of this cube here on the back side. I don't need it anymore. I've already created my arcs. And you can do this as well. Okay, and we'll kind of continue to erase things we don't need, but just we build within the isometric framework, and then we can get rid of those and start creating the rest of the robot. Okay. Okay, doing great. Next thing is that I'd like to, I'm going to connect the back edge here. So all these will connect the back edge. It needs to be an isometric angled line across. So notice that it matches, should be parallel to the isometric lines on the paper as it goes across and hits those back edges. And that kind of creates the cylinder for each of these. Okay, and we won't even see some of this. We'll keep erasing, but that's the idea. I have 3 cylinders. Again, we're still in the same plane, all right? And now we're going to connect them together, okay? So grab a straight edge if you have one. I'm going to use my triangle, grab some kind of a straight edge, and connect these together like this. I'm just going to go, I'm going to find the tangent edge of each of these here. And here the tangent edge means like, where does this line touch the outside of the circle? That would be the tangent edge, right? I'm just going to connect it like this. All right, there's that one. I'm going to do this side as well. Okay. I'm going to bring up this side back here, like this, kind of lightly, because I'm going to erase part of it. And I'm going to bring this arm this way. So it's going to be kind of cool. I think it's, I guess I'm kind of geeky, but I'm like, this is going to be kind of cool as you kind of start developing this and put it together. Okay, it's going to kind of pop here in a minute as you start seeing everything kind of connect and go together. All right. Go ahead and create those lines. And again, they're tangency lines to the outside edges of the ellipses. Okay, who needs another minute? Can you raise your hand if you still need a little bit of time? Anybody? Okay, go ahead. I'm going to keep erasing what I don't need that's going to be hidden. Like this arm is going to hide all this information here, basically. So you kind of clean it up. Okay. All right. So next thing is that I'm going to create a, we'll come back to this, but I'm going to create a face out here for the kind of where the, actually I'm going to create like where the gripper is going to go. Okay. The gripper is going to go, we're going to put the gripper within a rectangular prism that's going to be a 3 a 3 by 3 by 1 down, okay? So let's put it like this. So if you can draw from this top edge here, see this surface right there? I'm going to bring it out like this. Let's create like a box here. That's going to be 3, so it's 3 by 2 by 1, like this. So a 3 by 2 by 1 box like that. Okay. Maybe you're saying like, hey, well, why are we creating that box out there? What's the box for? Well, we're going to create the gripper within the box. And isometrics, if you can create, again, a box to develop it in, then it's a lot easier. You can make it symmetrical. And I'm going to say the gripper is going to be, I want to put a dash along here temporarily to say this gripper is going to have symmetry across both sides, and I can start making the gripper now. All right, I'm going to create the outside edge first, kind of like this. And you'll kind of have a little separation there. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but just the idea that this is going to come around like this. Maybe it'll be curved like this on both sides. I'll put a curve on this side here. And notice that I can come, if I come across from here to here, I'll go from the back over to here to there. So I kind of have to match the points of the squares. And I'll kind of come like this, maybe up to here, and like that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the lines down. And so it kind of starts to show up. All right, can everybody look up front for just a minute, up on the screen? Give me just a minute, let me show you something. I created the top surface of this, and I need to copy what I can down to the bottom one. So this curve here is going to come down like this. That copies down. This curve should copy down like this, maybe. Okay. And so as you begin to erase things, it's like what copies straight down, right? There's the back of the gripper there. So something like that. And it's not going to be perfect. I understand that. It's just like a representation of what it could be like. Okay. I'm going to erase some of this. Okay, the next thing is to, I'm going to add some lines which are going to make this gripper kind of like this. In this example here, see you have like a break between the two pieces. What that shows is that that these arms are movable. You can move them and separate them, so it actually shows movement. Right now, you're not sure, like, okay, well, how does it move, right? But if we add pieces like this, it's very simple. But if I add two little arcs, I'm going to go like this and kind of bring a line across right here, a light line. I'm going to add two arcs, one here and one here. And I'm going to erase the middle one. Let's see if this works. This is getting a little, not sure you're going to see that actually. Take it back. I may see a little bit of a break there, but I think you can see it like that. Maybe more in the top when you'll see it. Let's go like this, put a couple arcs up here. Kind of following the same arc as before, so you have three there. And I'm going to erase that one right in the middle right there. So all of a sudden you start to see a separation, and you start to see kind of what's possible. I don't know, it's just an idea there that you begin to see like a change between this gripper here. So now the gripper can move like this, back and forth. All right, and this one's back here. We'll leave this kind of how it is. And probably we're going to leave the bottom as it is as well. Okay. In the bottom, I need to have this. I need to have the robot move 360 on the base here. So if I can do that, I'm going to go ahead and erase some of the bottom here and create a circle around the bottom, which is going to give me kind of the picture of moving in 360. Remember our top plane circle is going to be horizontal ellipse like this. So I'm going to try to create that here, generally around the base like this, okay? So if this is a horizontal ellipse like this, that's the front edge I'm going to see, okay? And again, I'm trying to create this picture of movements 360 this way, like this. So I'm going to create another circle down below like this. Going to keep it the same distance away from that one circle I just made, like that. Okay. So now all of a sudden, I have movement in the base. Okay. I've created some movement in the base. I can see that it could rotate here. There's a separation, and it's a simple. It's just one line, one arc, but it adds a huge amount of detail to your design to say, oh, there's movement down there. I have movement here. This arm moves back and forth like this. I can see that. This one's moving like this. I can see that. The gripper is going to open and close like this, possibly. I can kind of see that, all right? So then if you notice, I have, how many motors am I going to need to cause movement in this design? Can you guys see this? How many motors do you think I'm going to need to cause movement right now, the way it is? 5, yeah. Someone put their hand up like, yeah, I need 5, right? So I have one for the gripper, one here, one here, one here, one here. I need 5 different motors to cause movement in this arm right now, okay? How many of you need a minute to catch up here? Anybody? Are we good? Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. I'm gonna add one last thing, which is some wheels on the bottom. So maybe yours needs some wheels to move around. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. But if it did, how would you do that? Okay, so let's try that. I'm gonna make the base a little bit bigger. I'm gonna come out like this, 2 this way and down. I'm gonna create like a 4 by whatever this is, 8. It's like this, 4 by 8 base on the bottom. So you're just adding to the isometrics, which begins to get very easy, hopefully for you, just to kind of, oh, I see. If I can add a base, I'll just go down like that. And I could just even erase this line here now, and that makes it connected. And I'm going to make some wheels, and the wheel's going to be with inside a cube again. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to come down like this and make a, I'm going to go down 3. I'm going to go 3, come down from here over 1 like this, and then back, let's see, 3. So 3 by 3 by 1 wheel, okay? And it's kind of big, but you just kind of see what I'm doing here. So there's a rectangular prism for the wheel to fit in, okay? So the question is, where's the wheel gonna go? How deep is it? How wide is the wheel? How wide is the wheel? If this is a 3-inch diameter wheel, pretty big, I'll put one here and I'll put one back here as well. So I'm also gonna put one back here. So again, I'm just creating these isometric boxes to create my shapes within. All right, there we go. I have my 2 boxes as 2 wheels on this side. All right, okay, so here we go. All I'm gonna do is create my center midpoints again on my boxes, and then create the wheels. It's very easy, very easy. So again, I'm gonna create the isometric ellipse, left plane ellipse is gonna be leaning to the left again, like that. One over here as well. There it is. And again, just make sure your ellipses touch those center marks you made, the midpoint marks. And then I'm just going to, I'm going to erase some of this so I can see this. I'm going to transfer this over to here, to the right. I'm going to like copy this ellipse to the right 1 unit, 1 square. So I need some marks. It's going to kind of go like this. I'm just copying it over, same thing. And you kind of say, well, if I could see this surface over here, it'd be over like this. There'd be a mark on the far surface to come to. Maybe, let's see. Yep, okay, it's gonna go like that. I'm just gonna, can you kind of sketch it here? Sorry, no pun intended. All right, so what I'm doing then is I'm gonna make the lines go back like this. And there's my wheel, okay? So I copied this arc over to here, basically. It's not easy to do, but try that. And then put the line, isometric line back on the bottom or on the top, and that's all I need. I can erase the kind of the guide marks I made. Okay, there's one. This one, same thing. And it kind of even helps to have the line go back first and kind of know where the arc goes to, like that. All right.